everyone, and welcome back to the CLSR. And I'm your host, the counselor. Just want to let you people know you can get a hold of me at TheCounselor That's the counselor at gmail.com. Now, I want to say to all my wonderful listeners out there, let's continue to spread the word like the wise old bird and put your money where your mouth is so we can handle this biz. Take care. Welcome to the CLSR, and I'm your host, the counselor. Today we're going to be talking about pathways to finding yourself, part two. Now, the counselor really wants you to feel good about yourself. I want you to understand it might have been a long time since someone has said positive things to you or made you feel appreciated. Well, this is a time where we start to appreciate ourselves. We start to take time for ourselves and reevaluate our objectives and our purpose and feel free and let some of the weight off your shoulders and relax yourself. Start to take life a little less serious and focus on you feeling you are absolutely at peace and you want better for yourself and you want to know and understand the decisions that are being made are in your best interest. And I think it has to start. It really has to start with letting go of the need to be loved by all. Accept that some people will think poorly of you, no matter what you do. It's important to forget about what everyone else thinks because you cannot please everyone. And while you might not want to disappoint the people close to you, they should want you to be happy. As long as you continue to exist just to fulfill other people's ideas of who you should be, you'll never know who you really are. You just won't. This thought is aptly summoned by a person who knows. He who knows, he who trims himself to suit everyone will soon whittle himself away. Raymond Hall. It's important to know that. Realize that some people will become jealous, afraid, or overwhelmed when a person changes their usual habits and grows more mature and self-loving. It's a threat to the relationship you've always had, and it forces them to take a cold, hard look at themselves, which they may not want to do. Give these people space and compassion. They may come around in time, and if they don't, leave them. Right? Let them be. You don't need them to be you. You need to be you. And sometimes being you requires that you make some changes for yourself, for the better. Abandon that negativity, right? Get rid of that negativity. Although it sounds abstract, it's not difficult. Make a conscious effort to minimize judging others, objects, and yourself. This is for two reasons. First, it's for positivity, which is nourishing and can usher in a sense of happiness, which being lost masks. And also, it's for opening your mind to new experiences and new people. This will show you a whole new world that may be better than the one you knew before. One where you can find your corner of the sky, your castle on a cloud, your niche in the crazy world. Try to do something every day that you would have brushed off as weird, illogical, or just plain uncomfortable. Getting out of your comfort zone, right? Getting out of it will not only teach you something, but it will force you to get to know you, what you're capable of, what you like, what you definitely don't like, and what you were previously missing. And there will be times where you have to question yourself. Ask yourself difficult and far reaching questions and record your answers. Use that technology. Beyond your time spent in solitude, it's easy for these purposeful thoughts to split to the back of your mind and be forgotten. If you have them written down, then every time you reflect, you can review your notes and take it a step further. Instead of answering the same questions all over again, keep them in a notebook that's easy to access and update. It will be a source of sustenance for you.
by which you can continue to measure your growth through life, right? And I can recommend a few things that'll actually get you started. If I had all the resources in the world, if I didn't need to make money, what would I be doing with my life and why? Perhaps you'd be painting or writing or farming or exploring the Amazon rainforest. Do not hold back. You could say to yourself, what do I want to look back on in my life and say that I've never regretted? Would you regret never having traveled abroad? Would you regret never having asked that person out, even if it meant risking rejection? Would you regret not spending enough time with your family when you could? Would you regret keeping your unique view of society to yourself by not sharing with friends? Did I conform, stick out beyond the level I have liked to? This question can be really difficult. If I had to choose 3 words to describe the kind of person I'd love to be, what would those words be? Could it be adventurous, accepting towards few, open, honest, hilarious, optimistic, unreliable? Don't be afraid to choose words that are considered negative because that proves you're a real person and not a lopsided combination of parts other people want you to be known for. Sometimes the traits you don't like become useful in an emergency situation, like being bossy. Sometimes they are valuable to the job you're meant to perform, like being nitpicky. If you don't have a truly negative trait, acknowledging it openly can give you the motivation to work on redirecting that energy to something positive. Try channeling that bad habit into a hobby. Don't wash your clothes much? Try camping. Maybe you'll like it. Even something like pole dancing could be your golden ticket. I know some of you got that dirty thought in your mind. Now, I'm just talking about in the home. I'm not talking about in the club. I mean, maybe for your hubby or your buddy, but not out there for dollars. This is about enjoyment. This is about you, what you like to do. Maybe you can find or lead yourself to find another task that hardly ever bores you. Who am I? This question is not static. It should be one you continue to ask yourself throughout your life. A healthy person continues to reinvent themselves throughout their lives. By asking this question regularly, it updates your understanding of who you are and how you change. Instead of answering who you think you ought to be, keep it focused on who you actually are, because in all likelihood, that's a very good answer. Now, it's good to do this reflection. However, you got to act upon and use this newly discovered knowledge. Pick up those watercolors, write a short story, plan a trip to Mombasa, have dinner with a family member, start cracking jokes, open up, tell the truth. Whatever it is that you've decided you want to be or do, start being and doing it now. And a counselor knows that sometimes that word now scares a lot of you. You don't know where to begin. You don't know how to start. You may shake your head and come up with excuses such as no time, no money, family responsibilities, etc. The list is endless. Instead of using these as excuses, start planning around the hurdles in your life. You can free up time, find money, and get a break from duties. If you make time, how to plan and find the courage to ask for these things, you can do it. Sometimes the real you is too afraid to face the practicalities because it means facing up to what you've limited yourself by. Start planning what you really want to do and investigating what needs to be done to get you to that point instead of flinging excuses at them. Stop the goals and dreams dead in their tracks. But also be ready for those dead ends. Finding yourself is a journey, not a destination. A lot of it is trial and error. That's the price you pay in return for the satisfaction you receive. More often than not, you hit a bump in the road, and sometimes you fall flat on your face. Be prepared to understand and accept that this is a part of the process, and commit to getting right back up and starting over. It's not going to be easy. It never has been for anybody. But if you learn to see that as a chance to prove how much you want to find yourself, then you'll find fulfillment and security in your pursuit. When you know yourself, most people respect you more and treat you kindly. Best of all, your light will shine on both you and others, making them and you feel even more certain about your sense of self. And the counselor don't need to tell many of you. He believes in serving. We have a right to serve. We have a duty, matter of fact, to try to serve others. Like, think about Mahatma Gandhi. Once said that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Being introspective without reaching out to others can cause you to navel gaze and shut yourself off from others. Service to other people and to the community is the ultimate way to find purpose and a sense of your place in the world. When you see how hard life can be for those in greater need than you, it's often a wake up call that puts your own worries, concerns, and issues into perspective. It helps you to see what you do have and the opportunities you've been able to seize through life. That can fuel a great sense of self because suddenly everything can fall into place for you and you realize what matters most. Try it. I know you're going to like it. You're going to at least appreciate it because a lot of us get caught up into our internal struggles and frustration and we start to go into that mode where we think life isn't fair when we have a lot going on for us. A lot of beautiful, wonderful things, but we can't see it because we're cognitive overload. We have compartmentalized our thinking. And so we're making bad decisions and we're feeling bad about a lot of situations when, in comparison to other people, we could be in very fortunate positions. But our misunderstanding of ourselves has blocked these thoughts and understandings. So we are lost. So this is how which is the main reason that we go on this journey to finding our true self. Well, the counselor wants to say that we've had some good conversation today, and I want you to realize that there is so much in you that you can change if you go through this journey and appreciate that you are able to make positive change in your life and put aside some of that negativity and distraction and figure out what you really want in your life and your true purpose. So I want to say, be like the wise old bird and spread the word and take care of yourself.